Have you ever stopped to wonder how your mind really works? I mean, not just what you think, but how you think? Well, today we're jumping into Stephen Sloman's amazing book, Causal Models, to pull back the curtain on the hidden operating system that's guiding pretty much every single decision you make. So let's kick things off with a big question. Are you more like a computer, or are you something totally different, an agent? Seriously, think about it. The answer to this gets right to the heart of what makes human thought so incredibly special. You know, for decades, the go-to metaphor for the human mind was the computer. We take in data, we process it, we spit out an answer. Simple, right? But as we're about to see, that whole comparison kind of falls apart because it misses the single most important thing that we do. Okay, here it is, the key difference. A computer is totally passive. It just follows instructions, right? It processes symbols. But the human mind, we're active agents. We're not just sitting back and watching the world go by. We have goals, and we actively jump in and intervene to make things happen. So it all boils down to this one powerful word: agency. It's our ability to act, to intervene, to literally change the world around us to get what we want. We're not just running a program that's already been written. No way. We're trying to write the next line of the script ourselves, and that is the fundamental difference. So if agency is our superpower, where does it come from? Well, it all grows out of our incredible ability to think about things that aren't even real, to ask that simple but totally profound question, what if? And this what if thinking, it actually has a formal name. It's called counterfactual reasoning. A counterfactual is just a thought about a possible world. You know, when you say, "Ugh, if only I hadn't eaten that last slice of pizza," or you wonder, what if I had taken that other job? Those thoughts, those are the actual building blocks for how we understand cause and effect. The brilliant philosopher David Hume totally nailed this centuries ago. He basically said that to understand that A causes B, you have to be able to imagine a world where A didn't happen and see that B wouldn't have happened either. It's all about this counterfactual idea. We are constantly comparing the world as it is to all the ways it could have been. And this ability is unbelievably powerful. This isn't just about daydreaming. This is the engine that lets us plan for the future, learn from our past mistakes, and fuels all of our imagination. It's really the core of how we navigate the world. Okay, but here's the catch. The world is an overwhelmingly complicated place, right? If our brains had to process every single tiny detail all the time, they'd just grind to a halt. So how do we possibly manage all that? The psychologist William James had this amazing description for what the world is like to a baby. One great, blooming, buzzing confusion. And let's be honest, it can feel that way for us adults, too. There's just an infinite amount of information hitting our senses every single moment. So how on earth do our minds sort through all of that noise? How do we find the important signal in all of that static? The answer is our brains are incredibly selective. They're designed to ignore most of the junk and focus only on the things that stayed the same, the stable, reliable patterns that we call invariants. It's like when you drive a car, you're focused on the pedals and the steering wheel, not the color of the stitching on the seats. You automatically hunt for the patterns that actually matter. And what is the most fundamental, the most useful, the most important invariant of them all? It's the relationship between cause and effect. Figuring out what leads to what, that is the number one way we cut through all the confusion and actually make sense of our world. And this constant search for causal relationships? Well, it brings us right to the central idea of Sloman's work, the mental maps that we are all creating inside our heads to navigate reality. See, our minds don't just see a random collection of events happening. Our brains are automatically organizing everything into what are called causal models. Think of them like our internal blueprints for how the world works. A causal model can be super simple. For example, you just intuitively know that to start a fire, you need three things: a spark, some oxygen, and fuel, right? If you take away any one of those causes, the effect, the fire, doesn't happen. That simple understanding, that's a causal model you're carrying around in your head right now. But these models can also get mind-blowingly complex. I mean, just stop and think about all the causal factors that had to line up perfectly for you to even exist. Your parents had to meet, their parents had to meet. It's this crazy long chain of events stretching back through all of history, and it all converged on you. Our minds handle that complexity by mapping it all out. So how do we actually use these mental maps day to day?
Well, let's put one to the test with a classic little puzzle about figuring out who's to blame.
Okay, picture this. A sheik is traveling through the desert. His wife wants him gone, so she poisons the water in his canteen. But before he leaves, his mistress, who also wants him gone, pokes a tiny hole in that same canteen. So the sheik goes out into the desert and dies of thirst. So the question is, who is the actual cause of his death?
This is where a causal model makes the answer crystal clear. Look, the mistress's action, poking the hole, started a causal chain. The hole led to no water, which led to dehydration, which led to death. But crucially, her action also blocked the wife's causal chain. Because all the water leaked out, the sheikh never drank the poison. The wife's plan was completely cut off. So the mistress's action is the one that actually caused the outcome. So why does any of this matter so much? Because these causal models, they're not just some neat psychological trick. They are, quite literally, your mind's operating system. They're what we use for almost everything. For explaining why things happen, for making choices, for assigning blame or giving credit, and ultimately, for building our entire understanding of reality. So our minds are constantly, tirelessly building and running these models, shaping our perception of reality. This is how we think. But that leaves us with one last and really crucial question. What happens when our mental models of cause and effect are just plain wrong?